Anyhow, really quick, Eva, this young girl that you're looking at, her name is Kyleigh. She's an aspiring pitcher, and
Hi,
that's her dad there. But we are trying to impact people as you do in your life. You try to impact little ones as you've kind of grown up, and now you're a big girl, and now
Yeah.
it's your job and my job to impact the little ones now. So I've known Jeff for a good bit of time, and he all of a sudden started making babies, and he has this little girl that now he's made, and she's a pretty darn good little pitcher. And I've even seen her in action. I saw some video clip, but Kylie's got some questions for you. So are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, Kyleigh, you introduce yourself and tell her what you do, what grade you're in, and fire away on your questions.
Okay, I'm going into 5th grade. When did you start to pitch?
When I was 12 years old.
Whoa, so you got her on that one, Kyleigh.
When did you start?
Yeah. 10? Yeah, good. I know 12 is a little bit late, I think, especially for American standards. Or is it normal?
Yeah, I would say 10, 11 is probably, if you're going to be a very good pitcher, yeah, 10, 11 is good. 12 is probably not late, but you're on the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you might have been a little bit late for even Americans, but you got so dang good that it really did not matter. So,
Yeah.
So Kyleigh, next up.
Did you ever hit right-handed or are you left-handed?
I throw left-handed and I hit left-handed now, but I used to hit right-handed. But I think that comes from being Dutch, and there's not a lot of people that play or coach softball. So I just watched the other girls who were hitting right-handed. So I would just copy it, just stand in the box and hit right-handed. And apparently it didn't look super strange. So they just left it at it. And then when I was 18, after college, actually, or during college, I didn't get to hit in college. So I just decided to start hitting lefty and spend my time developing the left side, and then I switched.
Yeah, you're a permanent lefty though now.
Yes, and I throw left-handed. I'm actually practicing right-handed now because I'm injured on the left side, but I can pitch fast. I hit 41 miles an hour. So yeah.
Kyleigh, it's really crazy that this girl switched from normally right-handed to left-handed, and she can hit home runs left-handed.
Yeah, well, that's not my power, but yeah.
Yeah, but you can do it.
Are you lefty or righty?
I'm a lefty. Well, I switched.
She just switched.
Well,
Just switched this winter, right?
Yeah.
Yep, she just started slapping in January. So we
Nice.
just made the transition.
so you're probably quick as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think left side for softball is even more of an advantage than in baseball.
Yeah.
Like you even have to be able to hit. You just
That's right. All you need is speed.
Yeah.
Kyleigh, next up on your list.
What do you do when you're stressed or frustrated?
Can you repeat the question?
What do you do when you're stressed or frustrated?
When you're under stress or frustrated.
Simplest answer would be, I think, breathe. So I try to think about, how do you say it? I try to think about what the emotion is that I feel that makes me stressed. And then I try to think about it so it becomes more rational. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
And then I can just be like, okay, so it's not as big as it feels. It's still important because I feel it, but then I can just make it a little bit smaller by making it less emotional and more rational. And then I focus on what I can do. So most of the time when I'm in the circle and pitching and I get frustrated, the only thing I can do is just make a good pitch, the next one. There's nothing else I can really do. So then I try to just, okay, next batter, what's the situation? There's a lot of things that can change around it, but the only thing I need to do is pitch a good pitch. So I try to go back to that point, and then hopefully before the next pitch has to happen. And then breathing really helps me. So I just go big breath in and then big breath out, and then your body relaxes a little bit. And it's just easier to go back to your task.
So Kyleigh, tell me this, what made you have stress when you pitched the last time?
I think it's when there's like a bases loaded and 2 outs, and I'm just really stressed.
So bases loaded, 2 outs. And Eva, you're on the mound. You're 11 years old. What are you thinking?
I don't remember what I thought when I was 11. I think it's really good that you already recognize that you feel stressed or you feel the pressure, and that it's different. But yeah, the situation, if you make it real simple, the situation is always the same. You just pitch, you pitch your pitch, and you know how to pitch. It's your talent. They gave you the ball, so they have trust in you. So you just do what you do, which is easier said than done, obviously, because you do feel the anxiety. I do feel it as well, but I think yeah, you can also embrace it a little bit, because you get to be in the big moment. That's where it gets defined how good you really are, and yeah, how you can help your team. So I actually enjoy pressure situations. I like it more than when there's nothing around, that like you can accomplish something big in those situations by just pitching well. So yeah, I think it's a good opportunity to show that you're good and people will notice. So just, yeah, turn it into something positive. You get to be in a situation, and yeah, you get to do what you love to do.
So Kyleigh, really, really simply, you don't choke over this thing. You, like Eva said, breathe in, breathe out. Know that your job is to pitch. You pitch your game, and if someone hits it and they score a run, it's no big deal. It didn't change your life. But if the chances are you're going to come back better next time, I bet money that Eva had a time when she threw the ball and she gave up the winning run, didn't you, Eva?
Yep, many times. Like
So-
I can say it like this, and it sounds easy, but I think especially pitching in softball is probably the hardest thing to do mentally in the game. Like hitting is a little bit easier because you have 8 other people that try to do the same thing with you, but with pitching you're just by yourself, and a lot of times it depends on you, or at least it feels like it depends more on you than when you're hitting. So yeah, it's mentally, I think, the most challenging position. It also makes it really enjoyable because you always get to get better. You get to know yourself. You always, yeah, get to develop your mental skills. And I think, well, if we go a little bit further into important things, you can translate it into regular life, like the softball skills. And yeah, I think as a pitcher, you get to learn the most of that.
Was that a great answer, Kyleigh, or what?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a couple more questions we're gonna try to fool Eva with. So give us your next best one.
When did you start to play softball?
When did you start?
When I was 10 years old. You?
7.
7.
7.
Okay.
So Ava, that was only 12 years ago, right?
Yeah, I wish.
Something like that. Really, really close, right?
No, 18 years ago. I'm 28.
I was just messing with you.
So
Next
what
up-
position did you play before pitching? Or, well, you're probably still playing other positions as well.
Yeah, I play second base, and if I'm in the outfield, I like to play center field.
Nice. Good position.
Okay, next up there, girl. Kyleigh, you're up.
What advice can you give me to improve as a teammate?
Ooh, big question. Well, I think being yourself, you're probably a really nice girl that likes to help and do your best and work hard. So I guess that's the best advice. You have to be yourself.
So Kyleigh, do you ever get angry at players that don't work very hard?
Yeah.
Okay, Ava, speak to that. So you've got girls in your team that maybe don't give the same effort. How do you handle that? So how can Kyleigh handle that?
I find that one of the most challenging things in softball, especially as a pitcher, because, well, you have to work hard to be successful, and you're also doing a lot of the work during the game. So it feels a little bit unfair sometimes. Other players don't work as hard, or I feel like it's unfair. But yeah, it also works to my advantage if they perform well and do well, and not everybody has to do the same amount of work. That sounds strange, But I think everybody has different ambitions, different goals, different ways to look at things. So what we conceive as working hard might be different for someone else. And there might be something going on, or they're not as ambitious. So the most important thing is when you're in a game and you have to perform something together to get the best result, to make sure you get everything out of everybody at that moment, which also counts in practice, obviously, because you're preparing for it. But yeah, in a way, you want to respect how the other people approach it, or the other players approach it. And then at the same time, you kind of want to pull them a little bit towards your side of it, like working hard and stuff like that. So sometimes, yeah, I guess it's complicated, but sometimes you leave them and you just don't get bothered by it, because that takes your energy away as well. And sometimes when it's the right moment, you're like, okay, come on, let's do this for, I don't know, 5 minutes, and you might get them to do it with you. And that way you're hopefully in the end going up together towards working hard and getting good results. But yeah, up until some point, you can't really control what other people think and what their goals are. So.
You said something that was important there. Sometimes you focus so much on what they're not doing that it takes your energy away, and it's totally counterproductive. So be sure that you control one thing, and that's you. So Kyleigh, if you get into those situations where you've got little Samantha over there not working very hard, that's not your job. Your job is to help her become better, and help her. Maybe a good example would be for you to work hard and recognize what she said. Maybe she doesn't have the same goal as you.
Yeah, that probably comes back to being a good teammate. It's helping them, but also focus mostly on yourself. If you perform well, do the things right, you are a good teammate. If everybody does their own part, you are a good team. So yeah.
Question number 11.
Who's your biggest influence at my age?
Who was my biggest influence at your age?
Yeah.
Good question. To be honest, I don't think there's any softball players.
What about in life?
Coaches, yeah, I would just say my home, like my parents, my sister. Because like softball in the Netherlands is really, really, really small. Like by accident, a friend of my sister played baseball and was talking to, or my mom and his mom were talking together, and they were like, oh, she's looking for a team sport. You want to play baseball? And I just came and just, how do you say, rolled into softball? Is that how you say it, or is that a Dutch saying?
No, that's good.
Okay. And then I just started, and I had no idea about what it really was. And for example, like the US is really good and it's a really big sport. I had no idea at all. So at 11, I think it was still home. Like, yeah, no big person. Well, I liked sports. I would watch a lot of sports. So maybe Dutch soccer players, or yeah, the bigger names in the Netherlands, but no softball yet.
So Kyleigh, in the Netherlands, they're famous for two sports. One is skating, ice skating. The other one, they're world champions in women's field hockey. You knew that, right, Eva?
Yes. Yeah.
Field hockey, they're the world's best.
From a town where field hockey is really big, like the club there is really big. I'm supposed to play field hockey, but I didn't want to, and then went to play softball.
Chances are you could probably be a pretty good field hockey player.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty athletic overall.
Yeah, you're athletic, you're tall, you're fast.
Yeah,
you're confident. But you don't want to be.
Maybe to answer your question, I think when I was a little bit older, I would watch Kat Osterman because she was a lefty. I really want to be like her. At some point I even copied her pre-motion with the hands up like that. Pitched for like I guess a year or something. I pitched with that because I wanted to be her. So she's the first one that I remember like looking up to. And then, well, I was older. I was 21. I played Worlds in the Netherlands, and then I saw Japan with Ueno. She's playing still. And since I saw her pitch, I'm more a fan of her because she's my height. So she's not as tall and still pitches 70 and 70 plus. and I want to do that as well. So I'm looking at her a lot because I think she pitches mechanically
Perfect.
really well, better
Yeah.
than the Americans. I have to be careful with that. But
No, that's probably right. She probably would be considered, I think we would consider her the best in the world.
yeah, especially mechanically. Like again, I think you could argue like Kat during games and stuff, she might be more efficient. But I think what Ueno does for Japan is maybe a
Special.
little bit bigger. Yeah, because Japan is not as big in softball. Yeah.
I saw them in the worlds and at the Olympics in Beijing, and I mean to tell you, she was something special. Really respect. The other thing is, Kat is mentally so. She's very, very good mentally. She only throws the ball 60-62,
Yeah.
so that she doesn't throw very hard. And here she is so smart in where she puts the ball and
Yeah,
how she
it's very
spins it.
deceptive. Yeah. Do you pitch fast or do you like to pitch spins and changeup?
I like to pitch fast. I think that's better.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I think Kat shows you can also, well, you still have to pitch 60, I guess. But yeah, I think
She can
well, at the
throw,
world stage, you can tell you're just getting away with more if you have more speed. So yeah, and it's fun. It's my favorite part of pitching.
Eva throws some heat, so when she pitches, actually there's smoke behind the ball. So it's she's kind of that fast. So what's up next, Kyleigh? She got a back page here. We're on question 24. So
When did you start to slap?
And then start to slap.
I think
Okay,
you
what-
already that when-
Oh wait.
Jeff,
What?
explain that question, Jeff.
She wants to know when she started to slap, but I think you talked about that when you were what, 18 or?
Yeah, when I was 8. Well, I started with just slapping. It wasn't really around in the Netherlands yet. And then I played in college and we had some really good left-handed slap hitters. And I watched that and I was like, whoa, that's interesting. And I'm pretty fast. So maybe I should do that. So I actually switched to the left side for slapping only for a long time. And then along the way, I started developing my hitting. But still now I'm more comfortable with slap hitting. I'll still slap for power, but I like moving in the box and hitting.
Yeah, she's a weapon. Ava's a weapon on either side of the ball. Pitching or hitting, you don't want to face her more than likely. So
Yeah, keep hitting as well.
Kyleigh,
I like hitting pitchers.
you're up again.
Did your father ever impact your softball career?
Yes. Well, he's not from baseball or softball at all, but he's very much into sports and he's always been around, driving me everywhere, commentating on everything, even though he doesn't know anything about the sport.
He does now, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Not as much as I would think he would know after a long time, but yeah, he still tells me what to do and he's never satisfied still, but he's proud. So yeah, he's also helping me and it's very supportive. Yeah, big role. How was your dad? He's sitting next to you, so that's complicated.
Remains to be determined.
Kyleigh, does your dad help you
A little.
a little bit? Does he get mad at you?
Sometimes.
Once? Okay, that's the last time that will happen. So you're over that. So that's good. That's a good thing. So do you like your dad being involved in your ball life?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I tell you one thing, every kid needs to have parent support. So don't ever underappreciate your dad driving you places and your mom making you meals and doing all that, because it takes a sacrifice on their side. You're sacrificing trying to become a better athlete, but they're sacrificing for you. So don't ever forget that part. You got it? I'm going to check on you at age 14 to be sure that's happening. What's the next question? I think you're about at the bottom, aren't you?
Yeah.
No, you had one more. I remember. She doesn't know what I'm thinking of.
Did you ever live in the USA?
Yes. I played college softball in 2012 and 2013 for Chipola. I'm not sure where you are from. In Florida.
So a
Where
lot of
did
this, Jeff, for your information, a lot of the athletes from the Netherlands, many can't pass the TOEFL, taking English as a foreign language, so they will go right to junior college. D1, there's 3 junior college levels, D1, D2, D3, just like the NCAA, but it's NCAA D1. We don't have anyone up here like that, but they're mostly in Florida, a few in the West, 1 in the middle of America. But Chipola is someplace that I fed athletes to. I fed, I think I can remember 4 or 5 that I sent there, but Eva went there on her own. But they're in the most beautiful beach in all of America. You knew that, right, Eva?
Chipola?
Yeah.
Chipola is in Mariana. It's like middle of nowhere.
Oh, okay. So anyhow, Destin, Florida is where I'm thinking about. You're right.
I wanted to go play softball.
Yeah. So anyhow, that being said, a lot of them go D1, the NJCAA D1, so they can go in there kind of for free. And it's a full ride scholarship, no questions asked thing if you're going to go D1. So the Dutch go there and then they go. Erika Speel is who I sent.
Yeah.
The last one. Yeah. You played with her, right?
Yeah, not at Chipola, but at the national team. Yeah.
Man, that girl is a hitter. I'm surprised she's not still playing. So she was a beast. But anyhow, that being said, that's how they go to NCAA JCAA D1s, and then from there, if they wish, they can go to other schools. And Ava thought she'd rather return home and have a boyfriend instead of going to high school.
Oh,
isn't that right?
No, I wanted to make the Worlds team because the Worlds was in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure it out with my grades because I had a high. It's different here, but I did a higher level high school. Like here, our high school is divided in different levels.
Yep.
And then the higher one gets you into university and the lower one gets you into junior college, so to say. And I did the higher one. So I wanted to make sure I got the right education. And because I went to JUCO, I was set up very low in the US. So I decided I wanted to go back and get a higher degree education. I had no clue, like if I knew now what softball Division 1 looks like, I wish I went. I do have a master's degree now, so I'm happy, but it's a different path. Like I wish I went D1 because I just didn't have any idea what it would bring me and how big it is. And like the JUCO thing just came out of nowhere. We were on training camp and the coaches were there and they're like, "You want to pitch here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess." I'll come. And then, I had no clue.
So the funny thing is, Jeff, that she would have been able to have picked any school in the nation to go pitch at. That's how good she was.
Wow.
So that's, and of course that even today at 28 years old, she is that still good. So she's made it a career to be an elite athlete. And wow, it's pretty special to see her play. The other thing about this that you might find interesting, Kyleigh, is that she really is intense inside the lines. Outside the lines, she's a girl. She has fun. She laughs. She has fun. Don't ever forget the fun part. Right or wrong? Yeah. Isn't that true? Yeah. Eva, you can back that up, right?
Yes.
Got to have fun.
How are you when you're on the field? Are you like loud or fired up or more quiet?
Depends on the day.
Depends on the day. Yeah.
Well, anyhow, I'll tell you what I'll do, Jeff, if you don't mind, send that, and actually I'll connect you two, but if you want to, I can connect Kyleigh, and I know Kyleigh probably doesn't have any social media stuff, but Jeff, I'll connect you with Eva, and maybe you can send Eva your video that you sent me the other day. Kyleigh, can you do that?
Yeah, absolutely. We'd be happy to, right?
Yeah.
So just know that I will say this, that one day soon, I'm going to take you to the Netherlands, and there's going to be one girl that's going to want to meet you. You know that, right, Kyleigh? Maybe she'll have you over and she'll have, do you make stroopwafels at home?
No, that's
never,
but I can buy them for you.
Well, we can buy them. I mean, It's a special Dutch treat, but well, we can buy them too. But anyhow,
Oh.
Ava's a pretty special girl. Just she took her time to do this. Is pretty cool. But world-class athlete, world-class gal. So I'll go to my grave with that one. So Kyleigh, hey, thanks a bunch, and I will connect you guys after. And thank you so much, Eva, very
Yeah,
very
very
much. And you can go. You gonna watch the game tomorrow?
The Olympics?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's 1 p.m. your time. It's on, right? Are you
Yes,
gonna,
yeah,
are you,
yeah.
will you be home?
Yes.
What do you
For sure.
think? Give us your selection. What do you think?
I think Japan's gonna win it.
I would agree.
I also wish I just fell in love with Japan when I saw Ueno. I just really hope she can just do it one more time in her home country. And yeah.
Here's what I think. Japan has not played very well the entire thing. However, the USA hasn't either.
No.
I mean,
USA doesn't fit at all. Like normally, like I always say, you get beaten by the US, but you never lose. You always lose to Japan. So USA crushes you hitting wise,
Yep.
and then Japan has the best defense, but then USA is not hitting now.
Yeah, USA is not hitting. Our pitching is okay. Did you see Canada walk off the field yesterday?
No.
This is Mariana's. Mariana Prince. This is during her game.
Yeah.
They walked off the field. This was
Okay.
crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't watch a lot of their games because they're not the most exciting ones.
Go watch this little, go on YouTube and watch that little video clip. It's absolutely fascinating why Kenny took his team off the field. It's like, whoa, Danielle Laurie, do you remember her?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Danielle, they wanted to put her in. They wouldn't allow her to go in, and
Oh yeah, I did watch that with Canada.
absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I did watch it.
Can you
Because of
imagine?
the substitution, but it was a legal one.
It was legal, yeah. But they
Yeah.
left the field. This doesn't happen in the Olympics. That's just absolutely bizarre that happened. But it was right. It was rightful, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Mariana is involved in this a little bit, but she wasn't the decision gal, so she really wasn't involved. So I was happy about that. So
Yeah.
all
I think
right,
she's gonna be at third base, right?
yeah. Did you see that? I saw that pop up.
That's cool.
Yeah, super proud of her. That's good. Will you be a blue girl one day?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we don't like them, right?
No. And
No.
I'm still a bit too shy, I think.
Oh no, I think you'd be okay, but I think if someone got in your face, you'd probably hit them, right?
No, I'll just be like, okay, well, whatever, I'm not listening.
All right, we'll leave you alone. Thanks again, Eva.
Thank
Thank you, Kyleigh. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.